going on YouTube? This is your boy Real Gamer 27, and once again I want to thank you for joining my channel. Today I want to talk about all three systems. Of course, the Wii U, PS4, and the Xbox One. The reason why I want to talk about all three of them, I just want to, acknowledge to y'all about the amount of exclusives on each, console. I'm not talking about third-party. Well, of course, some of them are third-party games, but I'm talking about, I don't want to talk about multiplex. That doesn't count in this video. Like, when I say multiplex, like, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, Shadowfall, stuff like that. Those are multiplex. Madden, NBA 2K, 14, those multiplex. I'm basically just talking about exclusives, on one console. That one game that's for that only console. And the reason why I want to talk about it because the Wii U kicks, the PS4 and the Xbox One ass. Of course, that I already, a lot of y'all already know that a lot of third-party games is not, a lot of multiplayer games is not coming to the Wii U because a lot of them fear that the sales is going to flop. And I really don't want to, get deep into that because we already know why it's going to flop. Of course, a lot of people be like, Nintendo, gamers don't buy third-party games. That's bullshit. And I ain't got time to explain why. But I just want to bring up the whole entire exclusives thing because if you look at the Wii U, exclusives, they basically kick Xbox One and PS4 ass, like seriously. And basically the reason why I said because I'm going to name all of the exclusives on each system, and the PS4 comes in last on number of exclusives. So matter of fact, let's start with the PS4, and let's start with the lowest score game, the Metacritic score. The lowest Metacritic score that I see on my list is Killzone Shadowfall, that has a Metacritic score of 73. So that's basically from average to negative. It's okay, but it's just something I'm just not gonna just buy on on launch day. A score like that, people see scores like that, they kind of turn the other way. Of course, some people, they be like, I gotta play the game myself before I judge. I understand that. But you got Killzone Shadowfall. Next on that list, the lowest after that is Drop Club. No, I'm so sorry. Drop Club is the lowest on that list with a 72, and Killzone Shadowfall is 73. So I'm gonna switch those around. And if you want to go to the next one is Infamous Second Son, that scored an 80 on the Metacritic score. That's good. That's good. Not great, but it's good. And if you want after that, you got the Last of Us remastered that scored a 95. So that's one of the most highly anticipated games. And like I say, if I own a PS4, that'd be the very first game I would buy because that game, that's the only game that interests me, to be honest. That's the only game that interests me is Last of Us. Those other games don't. And of course, you got the Little Big Planet 3, which is not out yet. And of course, they didn't do the reviews yet. And of course, you got the Major League the Show. And basically, I was looking forward, for them the Metacritic scores or the game ranking scores, but I couldn't find it. But of course, they gave us some good scores, but they didn't give it an overall score on the Major League the Show. Now, I'm a big baseball fan. Actually, that appeals to me. The Last of Us Remastered and Major League the Show is the only two games on the PS4 that appeals to me. And that's it. that's all the exclusives on the PS4. The rest of the games that's on the PS4 is basically, it's a multiplayer game. It's a multiplayer game. I'm sorry that I can't give you better news than that. Especially if you're a PS4 fan. And okay, let's skip over to the Xbox One. The Xbox One, the lowest score on the Xbox One is Rise the Son of Rome. I hadn't played that game yet, and I'm planning on buying it, as soon as the price drop a little bit because graphically the game looks awesome. That's like one of the most realistic games I've ever seen in my life. But then again, I don't just pay attention to the damn graphics. And if the gameplay is not up to par, then I'm not going to pay full price for a game that I'm really not going to enjoy. A lot of people, they look at the back of a cover and see how graphically amazing the game looks, and they just freaking want to buy it because it looks real. And as soon as they pop it in their system, it sucks ass. So just based on their Metacritic score, Rise of Rome, they didn't do too well. They scored a 60, and I guess moving on from that, the next lowest score from that is Dead Rising 3. No, I'm sorry. Connect Sports Rival. Connect Sports Rival has scored a 60 also. And yes, and you already know how that panned out with the whole Connect Sports Rival, and they took down the Connect. They're selling Connectless Xboxes, and they saw how much of a flop the Connect is. So right now they're selling the Xbox without the Connect, and that's one of the reasons why, because they just I guess they can't put games out that appeals to people that actually take advantage of that Xbox Connect. And so that Connect Sports Rival had it scored a 60 on the Metacritic score as well, so that's pretty bad. And I guess moving on from that, the next score from that is one of the lower scores is Killer Instinct Season 1 and 2. It's okay. It scored a 73. It's okay. That's something I would check out. Actually, I did play it. It's okay. I play it sometimes, but if it's a fighting game, my fighting games are, of my choice that I would love to play to the day I die is of course Smash Brothers, and of course y'all. I shouldn't even tell you what's my other fighting game that I love, because it's right in front of your face. Street Fighter. I will play that to the day I would die. So Street Fighter and Smash Brothers and even Mortal Kombat is the only fighting games that I will only play, to be honest. So Killer Instinct, it's okay, but it's just not my first game that I would play. And I guess as moving on from that, from Killer Instinct, is Dead Rising 3. Dead Rising 3 scored a 78, which is it's okay. It's good. And basically overall, I enjoyed the game. It was a really good game. It was very addictive and everything. Just killing all these dang on zombies, killing like freaking 50, 60 zombies in like 10 seconds. It gets real addictive. I really like that game. I really enjoyed it. So I thought it was gonna score better than the 78, but it's good. It's not great, but it's good. So I guess moving on from there, you got Forza 2. I guess the Rising scored really well. Scored an 86 on the Metacritic score, and I hadn't bought it. I heard a lot of good things about that game, which I hadn't bought it yet because I'm more focused on Bayonetta 2 this Friday. I'm about to buy it, and I'm also going to buy the Evil Within because it's a survival horror game, and I love those type of games. So I'm buying 2 games this Friday, and Forza Horizon 2 is going to have to wait a little longer. And I guess after that, you got Sunset Overdrive, and you got Halo Master Chief Collection. That's it ain't of course not out yet. It's coming out in a few weeks, and it doesn't they didn't do no reviews on that game on those games yet. So I can't really give you the details about the game. So I'm just putting it down on there as the exclusives to the Xbox One, since it's coming out in 2014. And I guess that's it. That's all your exclusives for the Xbox One. And I guess after that you have the Wii U. So I'm gonna have to speed up. Because there is a lot of exclusives that was on the Wii U. Even though it came out a year, earlier, it came out a year earlier before the PS3 and the Xbox One, but it still kills them on the exclusives, even though if they would have came out at the same time. But let's start with the lowest one. The lowest one is, I'm gonna have to go fast because it's just a lot, and I ain't trying to make this video a 20-minute video. So let's go fast. The lowest score is Mario and Sonic 2014, the Olympic Games. It scored a 55 on the Metacritic score. The reason why is because they basically just slapped some HD skin on it. They didn't do nothing new to the game. They lacked innovation, so that's why. I guess people got bored with it. And after that, the next lowest score is Game & Wario. That game don't appeal to me. They didn't do no advertising that game, so a lot of people don't know about it. Of course, it scored low. The sales is poor, and that's one of the reasons why it scored a 61, because I guess it lacked a lot of stuff that the game actually needed. And of course, after that, you got Sonic Lost World. And Sonic Lost World, I kind of enjoyed that game. They could have done some extra stuff, but it scored a 63 on the Metacritic. Now, my honest opinion, I thought it would at least be a 70, but I guess a lot of people didn't like it. and that's why the sales is the way it is, and that's why it scored the way it did. And I guess after Sonic Lost World, you got We Party U. We Party U, scored 67, not 67, 66 on the Metacritic score. And even though it had a kind of like a low score, it still sold over 1 million. The reason why it sold over 1 million, because the Japanese consumers love party games, and it sold really well out there in Japan. I think I think the sales of the game is like around 1.3, 1.5 million or something like that. So that's pretty good for a game that has a low score. And I guess moving on from that, you got Hyrule Warriors that's scored a 75 on the Metacritic, and it's good, but it's not good enough. I thought the game was gonna, be a lot, no, don't get me wrong, I love that game. I love that game. It's a really fun game, but they could have done a lot better with that game, But it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying that game. I'm enjoying the hell out of that game. But of course, since it has Dynasty Warriors, spin to it, and it got Zelda skin to it, of course Dynasty Warriors, they really don't get high scores, all 8 of those Dynasty Warrior games, so that's probably why it scored the way it did. But the sales of Hyrule Warriors is going to surpass Dynasty Warriors. That's just being honest. But I guess moving on from that, you got the game after that. It's Super Luigi U. It scored a 76 on it. It's good. All it is just it started off as a DLC from the new Super Mario Brothers. It started off as a DLC, then they went ahead and made it a retail game, because the game had like a lot of levels. So why not put it as a retail game? I think they sold the game for like $20 or $30 in the retail store or something like that, and it sold really well. I think it sold down to 2 million. If I think so. I believe it did score. I think it did sold almost 2 million. So that's pretty good. The scores, score of the game, it's good. It's above average. But I guess moving on from that, you got Zombie U. Zombie U was one of my favorite games, even though it was basically a 360 port. The graphics was ill. It was terrible. They only it was only like 2 or 3 voice actors of that game, and the game basically was a low budget game, and the game sold over 700,000. So that game made a huge profit, and Ubisoft just don't want to admit it. And of course they said that there's not gonna be a sequel, and yada yada yada. And it's a whole bunch of controversy, a whole bunch of conspiracy shit going on around Nintendo and Ubisoft. Not just them, just third parties, period. But I ain't trying to get deep into that shit. But moving on from Zombie U, you got the Wonderful 101. That's that game is like that's what you call innovation. Like that game right there really opened up my eyes to see how different Nintendo do their games. Whenever they introduced the world to the motion controls, when the Wii came out, it just wowed a lot of people. And honestly, that game, the Wonderful 101, could have wowed a lot of people, but a lot of people didn't know that this game exists because of lack of advertising. And of course, Nintendo expected the Wii name to sell, so they fucked up on that. The game is a treasure. I'm being honest, the game is a treasure, and I love that game. I will never trade that game. That game it's gonna always be in my library. And if you hadn't played the Wonderful 101, play it. It's a great game. And I guess moving on from that, I guess the next one is Monster Hunter 3. Monster Hunter 3 is Lego City Undercover. Lego City Undercover scored an 80, and that's good. I played it. I hadn't beat it. I got so many games that I start playing it and I just move on to the next game. I kind of got that ADD going on. I just can't just stick with one thing. That gamer's ADD. So I'm one of these days I'm going to go back to it and play it again. I love that game. It's very fun. It has lots of humor in it, and if you like games like that, you will really enjoy it. All it is basically like a kid version of a Grand Theft Auto. That's all it is, and it's very fun and hilarious. So I guess I'm moving on from Lego City Undercover. You got Monster Hunter 3, and Monster Hunter 3 it scored an 82. You know, it's a very popular game. It's, you know, it's a really good game. I really did enjoy it. And of course, Nintendo could have done a better job advertising their game because it only sold 500,000 around the world. It's, you know, it's sold mostly in Japan because Monster Hunter and Japanese consumers, yes, they are huge Monster Hunter fans. So, you know, like I say, Nintendo is just as blamed too because they expected the Wii name to sell the games, and they did the shit right in the beginning by advertising everything. Then, you know, the outcome would have been a lot different right now as I speak. And moving on from Monster Hunter 3, the next game is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was a really good game, and it's very fucking hard. You know, if it's that kind of game that got you want to throw your controller, but it's fun as hell. And when the game came out, it was $50. You know, usually when games come out, it's like $60, but it was $50, so it was well worth my money, and I'm still playing it right now. And like I said, if you don't got Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, pick it up. Very fun. I'm pretty sure the price has dropped to around $35 or $40. So pick it up. And I guess after that, moving on from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, let me see, look at my notes. Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 is a fucking fun game. It scored an 87 on Metacritic. Fucking fun. Beautiful looking game. I mean beautiful. If y'all never played this game, buy this game. I don't know why this game hasn't sold 1 million yet. It should have sold 1 million a long time ago. They put their hearts and their souls into that game. It's a strategy game. It makes you think. You know, like I say, pick this game up. Really fucking fun. It didn't score no 87 for no reason. So yeah, if you buy games based on their reviews, then that's the game you buy. And I guess moving on from that, you know what? I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention Super Mario Brothers, the new Super Mario Brothers U. That scored an 84. I should have mentioned that a while ago. It scored an 84, and of course, yes, you know, it's a good game. I really like it. You know, I guess my thoughts about it. You know, it's kind of like the new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. You know, it could have scored better if they could have, you know, put a little bit more innovation into it. It's probably basically the same thing, just an HD version of the new Super Mario Brothers. So it could have done better. And I like the game, very enjoyable, very enjoyable. But I guess moving on from that, let's get back to where I was supposed to be at. It's let me see. It's The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker scored a 90. Of course, it's The Legend of Zelda. They always score good, and it scored good for a good reason. You know, it scored a 90, and I love this game. You know, it's that kind of game that you can play over and over and over again. I done already played the game once, and right now I'm playing it again because I just enjoyed the game. And you know, first I had it on normal, now I got it on legend mode. So you know, it's a little bit more difficult. And yes, I am loving this game to the day I die. And I guess moving on from Zelda Wind Waker HD, you got Bayonetta 2. So, what can I say about Bayonetta 2 that I didn't say? I say a whole bunch of stuff about Bayonetta 2. I am so ready to buy this game. It's coming out this Friday, and I'm just so fucking excited. It scored a 91. Like I say, if you buy video games based on reviews, then that's the game you should buy. I'm just being honest. So, yes, I didn't play the demo. The demo tells it all. It's fucking sweet. But I guess moving on from that, you got Super Mario 3D World. That's basically my last game, Super Mario 3D World. And yes, it's a great game. And I don't know if they was fucking joking last year trying to compare Super Mario 3D World to fucking Knack. Like, what the fuck? You know what? I didn't even add Knack to PS4. Should I even fucking add it on there? That game sucked. But I'm gonna add it on there anyway. But like I say, Super Mario 3D World is a fucking it's a fucking great game. You know, you can play with your family, you play solo. I guess the only knock on it, they just don't have online multiplayer. You know, online multiplayer is basically, you know, that's what's hot these days. Everybody with online multiplayer these days, and of course, of course, Nintendo, they always, want to cater to the families. A lot of times they want the couch co-op. They want people to play together as a family. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It just, what knock on Nintendo. I wish they could do it. They could give people an option to play with their family and friends in the same room and play with their family and friends online. So that's one knock on Nintendo. I wish they picked that up in the near future. And basically, based on their E3 of 2014, that they kind of answered, a lot of critics, because it's a lot of good games that's coming out. Of course, and plus they got the online multiplayer. So, Super Mario 3D World is one of the best games I've ever played. It's not because they have a great score for 93. No, the game is fucking fun, y'all. Like, seriously, you ain't gotta be fucking 5 years old to play a Mario game. Like, what the fuck, y'all fucking fanboys? I'm just getting sick and tired of y'all motherfucking fanboys. This whole entire, if you're a Nintendo fan, you are a child. Or a man-child. Like, look, I ain't got time to fucking rant about that shit, but I'm just giving y'all the scoop of the exclusives that's on the PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U. And the Wii U murdered PS4 and Xbox One. So, yes, it is time to buy a Wii U. If you don't have a Wii U, it is time to buy, because it's a fucking shit load of games that's only for the U. Yeah, don't get me wrong, y'all. I am a huge Xbox fan. It's just, it's just a whole bunch of games that's on the Wii U that appeals to me more than the Xbox One and the PS4. But, like I say, the next system that comes to mind is the Xbox One, which I own. And the only game I own on the Xbox One is Destiny. And, of course, it's not an exclusive. And the next game that's about to come out is Sunset Overdrive and Halo Master Chief Collection, which I'm about to buy those too. And yes, I'm going to very much enjoy those games. And of course, you got Gears of War coming out. I'm a huge fan of that. And those games appeal to me on the Xbox. I'm a huge Xbox fan. And of course, you got Halo, Halo 5, the Guardians that's coming out. So yes, the reason why I love Xbox is because Halo is Halo. Ain't nobody gonna never top Halo. Not even Call of Duty. Halo is the best first-person shooter ever. That's just my opinion. But on the PS4 side, they only got two games that appeal to me. That's the Last of Us, and of course you got the Major League Show. So, those are the only two games that appeal to me. And no point in spending $400 for two games, because I love survival horror games and I love baseball. I'm not a huge sports games fan. I don't play Madden and NBA 2K like I used to, but some baseball, I fuck with some baseball. I love baseball. But anyway, guys, y'all just let me know how y'all feel about the exclusives that's on the Xbox One, PS4, and the Wii U. And of course, with the Wii U, they fucking murder the Xbox One and the PS4. As far as exclusives. And y'all let me know, which system do y'all prefer? You're a fan of, of course, Xbox One, PS4, or the Wii U. Just let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and once again, it's your boy, Rick 27, and y'all have a good day.